What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show, here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And we're here to talk about some news, man. News going all over Knicks world. So let's just get to it. Before I get to it, I'm going to introduce you to my guys. First and foremost is the Latin assassin, my guy, Lee Escobedo. What's going on, Lee?
What's good, beloved? Ready to talk Knicks and just some fiery conversation.
Yeah, let's get it. And of course, you already know it is Mr. NBA Economy yourself, best mod in the game, my guy Fritz Alessandro. What's going on, Fritz?
Hey, doing good. Let's talk about legacies.
Let's talk about it. And later on the show, we should have Ryan G and Matt Knicks fan joining us. But before they join us, let's just get into it, man. I woke up to a Shams bomb. Long are gone are these MVP type players trying to avoid the Knicks. Knicks are officially a destination. All right. People are choosing us. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been reportedly interested in going to the Knicks and only the Knicks. According to Shams Garcia, I was reading through Shams' article and they talked about they were going over a bunch of teams that Giannis Antetokounmpo can possibly be traded to this summer around August, but Giannis only wanted the Knicks. And guess what? The Knicks and the Bucks had a conversation and they talked it over on the phone. And for what I've been reading, the conversation was really brief. All right. The Knicks got the sense that the Bucks weren't really into trading Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Knicks or trading him at all. And the Bucks also said that the Knicks really did not give a serious offer for Antetokounmpo as well. And that conversation seemed to be short-lived. So I want to bring these to you guys now. Like the Knicks right now, first of all, before I even ask y'all a question, I need all Knicks players who are practicing, gearing up to play this season to shut off social media for like a good month or 2 or 3, because I already know something like this, when you're having a championship run, could be a distraction. I do not want a distraction. I hate the timing of this news for real. But it is what it is. We're going to deal with it like we're dealing with it. But I just want to ask you guys, one, are you shocked that this news has come out? 2, would you even entertain bringing Antetokounmpo to the Knicks at this point? To me, it just seems like too little too late. But I want to get you guys' thoughts on it and start it off, Lee.
I've told this story before. I'm going to tell it again. Remember in 2011, when the Knicks were in conversation with the Denver Nuggets, Masai Ujiri, James Dolan were going back and forth. I say Dolan because he definitely usurped Donnie Walsh to lead negotiations. And basically, Dolan gave Denver what they were looking for, acquiesced, bunch of draft picks, one of them that turned into a very good lottery pick, and then all of our young core for Melo, and brought him here. I remind people of that story for 2 reasons. One, it's a good antidote to reflect on, and the Knicks not overbuying and giving up the farm for a star player. And 2, to remember who the agent was for Carmelo Anthony in those negotiations. It was Leon Rose, the same agent who represented Eddie Curry in that fleece, as well as Andre Bargnani in that fleece. I repeat this story to remind people that no one knows about how much the Knicks gave away the last 2 decades, more than Leon Rose, because he was in that room with Dolan and those defunct GMs watching them sell the farm to try to chase stars. So in my opinion, Leon Rose has operated very intently, and while he's been the executive, to be mindful of leading negotiations and having leverage in negotiations, and only pushing the chips to the table when he has the majority of the leverage to dictate the conversation. And I think this was a exploratory talk, which is how it's been framed by Ian, to see test the waters on what it would take to nab Giannis and undersell it first, which is the opposite way of Steve Mills, Phil Jackson, Isaiah Thomas, Glenn Grunwald. We oversold in initial trade discussions. Now we're underselling to get a sense of what the framework would look like. Now with Mike Brown playing in more guys, everyone's stock goes up as the Knicks eat, the wins stack up to where once trade deadline comes, or in my opinion, that summer, you really have negotiation leverage. Be the one that wins a trade outright.
Yeah, I don't see a big trade happening in February. We usually don't see MVP caliber players being traded in February. So if there was a trade, if a trade was going to go down, it is not happening in February. I bet a lot of money that would not happen in February. It would be something that happened in the summer. But even if it did happen in the summer and we had those type of discussions, the framework that's going to take to trade Antetokounmpo to the Knicks it's going to start off with Cat, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart just to make the money work. That's just going to be the start of it, I would think, considering how much he makes. And then it's going to be whatever picks we have, which isn't many. All we have are the 2026 pick from the Wizards that is top 8 protected, very likely to go to the second round. Then we have 3 pick swaps. And also we have a bunch of second round picks. I don't really feel like that's enough to get it done. So then you're going to start to look at, okay, we're going to trade Deuce McBride as well. I don't know, Mikal Bridges might have to be thrown in and they bring another player in that, because now it starts to get messy to me. Now it starts to get messy where you're just trading the whole team. That's the way I see it right now anyway, because we don't have the picks. We end up having to trade the whole team. What do you think about this, Fitz? I know you were Mr. NBA Economy. You probably worked out some of the numbers in your head. Do you even think this type of move is plausible? And would you even conceivably do something like this at this part of the Knicks build?
I don't think it's impossible. I think you would need to see a different side of Giannis that we haven't seen. We saw Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler did whatever it took to get out of Miami, and you would need that type of effort from Giannis to try to get out of Milwaukee, and Milwaukee basically giving him what he wants. But that's not who he's been up to this point in the NBA. So I think it would be very tough to do. Not impossible, though.
The reason that I had this incense going is to reflect what we've seen in the chat so far with some already really hilarious comments. But my main man, D Nice, says, where there's smoke, there's fire. So I made sure I lit some incense to let the smoke, because I think this is absolutely for real. My media homies said they hadn't heard any of this, which means it was leaked fairly recently. And if you think about who has the most leverage to leak this, is Giannis. So Giannis is in training camp right now. He's playing alongside Kevin Porter Jr. He's seeing what Cole Anthony can do. He's watching Miles Turner hit above the break threes in practice and scrimmage, and he's telling himself this is not enough. Because he knows what the championship roster looks like in practice, because he was in it in that 2022 roster, 2021 championship. He knows exactly what it looks like in front of him, and he's telling himself this shit ain't it. So he's leaking out the press to try to own the leverage from the player side, which also is the Knicks side, and say there's one team I want to go to, and that means the Knicks say, listen, he's only going to negotiate with us. He's not going to sign that extension, which means we're keeping these players as off limits and allowing these to be the ones you choose from. Bring a third team, try to get Pitts in a flip, whatever it needs to happen. But Leon is not going to make a move until he has a majority of leverage.
Do you feel like things will change if the Knicks actually do win the championship this season? Because, you know, I know a lot of people are pissed that we got Mikal Bridges for 5 first-round picks, and they're saying if we had those picks, we can make the move for Giannis. But let's just say hypothetically it works this season. We're raising a banner. We got the O'Brien Trophy. Cat's crying. Jalen Brunson is crying. Do you feel like the Knicks will still end up making that move, or even consider making that move if we already won a championship?
Hell yes. I think whether we win or lose, we're trading for Gian. I think it's inevitable, honestly. I'm going to go out on a limb. I think this is 100% happening next summer, and it's going to happen whether we win the championship or don't win the championship.
Yeah, I think there's a timeline factor to this, because what the Knicks have in their pocket now and what the Knicks have in their pocket next summer are totally different. We have 2 more picks at our disposal next year. I don't think about the swaps. Like the swap only helps if you're the better team. So if Milwaukee is about to descend, a swap does them nothing. If Knicks are going to be winning all this time, so swaps don't mean anything. 2 more picks at this disposal. Who knows what happens with Washington? If I'm Milwaukee, I don't think I'd put a good faith effort in trying to do it now. Like that, and I think that's why they maybe not bowed to the Knicks because they know the Knicks will have more next year.
I mean, they already traded for Miles Turner. So for them, this is like their last ditch effort. So of course they're not going to trade for Miles Turner and then trade Giannis Antetokounmpo. They did that to make him happy. They brought the players there this season to say, look, we're trying to make something out of nothing and keep him there. Yeah. So and when you think about it too, Mitch, I love Mitch. But every time the Knicks have not extended somebody, I look at that like, okay, what's happening? I look at that, okay, what's happening? And my Knick brain, who loves Mitchell Robinson, goes, hey, he balls out this season. We wait till next season. Maybe we talk and extend, but maybe this could be we're not going to extend him, do a sign and trade thing next season. I don't know. Deuce McBride, I can see him leaving as well. All things I don't really want to talk about right now, I even think about. Like, really, I really just want to be thinking about a championship this season and making a championship run. I really don't want to be thinking about breaking up the team, and we haven't played that 3rd game in preseason yet.
Yeah.
Jay, go ahead first.
No, I think this is more about Giannis wanting to leave. Like I said last week when we were on, everybody's talking about Leon Rose did the best GM job, and I said Milwaukee did the best GM job this summer. They basically filled 7 slots, like with $1 $5 million and like all minimums. But the thing about all the guys they got, they're all chasing a check next year. They're like guys who are just mercenaries. So they're not actually building anything. And I think Giannis could see that. It's like, hey, we may make the play-in this year, but we're not actually building anything. Why am I going to stick around till next year? Because it's not going to work.
I'm having this conversation about next summer. If you ask me right now, should the Knicks target Giannis? My answer is no. I think we should let's let this season commence. Let's play with this really deep roster we have, see what depth does, see who's someone that we invest in long term. Maybe it's Yabusele over Deuce. Maybe it's Deuce over Bridges. Whatever it shows us this season, we'll know by the end of the season, and then see what Mike Brown does with this specific roster, and then upgrade in the summer no matter what happens. If Giannis is available, that guarantees you a repeat, at least bare minimum 2 in the Jalen Brunson era. But right now, I'm not having this conversation about disrupting the season. I'd be personally having this conversation about what transpires a year from now.
I agree with you. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And man, to be real, and it's like a year from now, even years from now, I feel like with the new CBA and the way things are shaking out, I'm not sure if the super top heavy team model is as sustainable as it was last year in winning championships. So if there is a pushback onto making that move, it's exactly that. I think it might be. I think it's time to lean into depth. It might be time to lean into depth and just keep this team together, all together. Because like I said, moving Giannis to me would have to kind of start with Cat, then go on to OG, and then go on to Josh Hart, and then you got to sweeten the deals. So I mean, I guess we will have 2 first-round picks as if it happens next season. Like Fritz says, I guess that can make it a little bit easier. Then I guess it'll be 2 first rounds and douche or something. That's what I'm thinking is going to be something like that. But then the question just is: would you rather have the depth, or do you rather have an MVP-like player?
Rather have the MVP player, personally. If I'm starting from scratch, I don't want to tear this roster up and go get Giannis. Next summer, yes, but for this year, keep things as is. But Giannis, to me, is the second best player in the NBA. He's a proven champion as a first option. He actually won with non-superstars around him. He kind of had a dirt-light championship. Bunch of role players. Middleton is not someone who's a Hall of Fame candidate. Drew is on the defensive side, but even Drew was at the second half of his prime when he joined him. So there's no other unbelievable player on that roster. Lopez was aging, but Bobby Portis is mid. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but he's not a star. So he's unbelievable. You can win with him. To have him and Jalen Brunson as a closer, the vets will come, as they are now, right? The Garrison, Mathews, the Shamets, Brogdon, they'll come on to ring chase and sign on vet minimums. But I am against disrupting this roster this season. Wait for next summer and then go all in. Again, whether you win or you don't, you lose in the finals, whatever happens, if Giannis is available, go get him, because that guarantees a reign, in my opinion.
I guess the biggest thing, too, is the defense, too. It's like, and this is one of the other questions that we're going to have to answer this year, and Cat himself is going to have to answer for us. If Cat is in the trade defensively, our ceiling skyrockets. I mean, we do lose OG. We definitely, and OG is a monster defensively. But can we win with Cat being so much of a defensive liability? Is still a question I personally have once we made that trade. So it's like, if we do make that trade, we immediately solve that problem, like right then and there. We do lose OG, so we would have to kind of replace OG, and it'll be hard to replace him or even get somebody in his stratosphere if we have a depleted roster. But we do have an MVP candidate in Giannis Antetokounmpo, who can go out and get you 27, which is nothing to sneeze at. Ebony, what's going on, Ebony?
What's up, y'all? What's up? Yeah, shiny ball effect. The shiny ball effect. Yeah. I know Giannis is a great player, but I'm more so the fact of more bodies for me. I need that. I like my team to be deep, because any given night or any given time, something can happen. You put all your eggs in one basket kind of vibes, and unfortunate situations are part of the game, part of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So you need a bench, you need the depth, you need the people to help you make it easier to get through the regular season and in the postseason. We've seen the last couple of teams that have won, they've had very deep teams. So and I'm kind of, I know Giannis is Giannis, and I don't know when a drop.
Oops, sorry.
See right now, I see it.
Sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay.
My bad.
It's okay, but I'm always skeptical about players that depend so much on their athleticism.
That's their point.
Because, like, granted, Cat has his flaws, but when players are built around their athleticism, if that goes away, is Giannis that impactful? So
That's a great point.
that's parts of the things that I'm skeptical about. You know,
He
Cat
turns 31 this year, Ebony too. He turns 31 December.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, yeah. So Cat is not all above the rim. He's very fundamental, and his game can last a long time. You know, the old man game. You know, you go to the park and you don't understand how this person is whooping your behind, but they doing it consistently with the hook shots, the slow dribble, all that. You know, that's more Cat. His game. People like Steph, they're around him more. You see players like Vince Carter. It took a minute, but he carved the way after his athleticism had went. I don't know. I'm not saying that happens, but that's just something I'm skeptical about. And plus, I like my teams deep. And with Mike Brown's system and his defensive principles, I think Cat. My take on him this year is he's a little bit better on that end.
I'm not so concerned about that. Like, I mean, listen, our window is like what, 3-4 years. He'll be what, 34 by then, 35. I think he'll be fine. Like, I don't know, Giannis has that the work ethic to me and the discipline where his body, I feel like is gonna be like LeBron-ish, where it's like
I'm not
I feel
saying
like he'll be able to play for a long time.
I'm not saying he's frail, but just the fact that things happen, and again, you get slower. If you get slower and you can't get by people, what does that look like? You get what I mean? Like people lose steps, people do things that happens. His game is very dependent on a lot of his guys get.
I understand that. I'm just saying how he's so obsessive over the way he takes care of his body. Like, I don't foresee that for him in particular, because he's so maniacal about eating right, working out, and taking care of his body. And he's still like 6'11" with freakish length and stuff. So if that does happen, I don't really see that happening in like our championship window run, if that even does happen. Like, I feel like he might got another like eight years.
I just think, I'm here talking to you guys. Y'all know me and Trey, I don't like him. But
I know. I definitely know.
But the if we talking free agency, we'll see. But other than that, trading, I think this is just a distraction, and it kind of came from, I think it came from the other end, because we know the Knicks are very tight-lipped.
Oh, so,
yeah. So this feels a little like a playing the game right now.
Mm-hmm. A little shh, don't tell nobody. Like, Knicks don't talk. We already know that one came from Giannis camp for sure. Ryan G in the building was good, my guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry I couldn't make it at the beginning because of some unexpected things happening, but I'm glad to be here with y'all to talk Knicks basketball. So let's go.
Let's get it. Ryan G, I want to get your thoughts on first of all, would you even make that trade? Second, what do you even think of the timing of this trade? Because the timing of this trade of the trade rumor in particular, it's just weird to me.
Yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on it, just for the simple fact that, like, if you asked me this question maybe about a couple of months ago, where the rumor first came out, where, the Knicks were going after Giannis, and all the Bucks may be willing to trade Giannis. Giannis wasn't sure about, the Bucks' chances of winning down the line and things of that nature. If you asked me this question like July or like early August, I would have been like, hell yeah, let's go for the trade. But now when I look at the Knicks roster and how they're built, and the team is 10, 11, 12 deep, and I think having a deep team is essential for a championship run. Now when I look at how the Knicks are constructed, I wouldn't trade for Giannis at this point, because to even acquire a player like Giannis, who's a former MVP, perennial all-star player, first-team All-NBA talent, and all those accolades, you have to give up the farm to get that kind of player. So more than likely, the Knicks are going to have to give up some really good pieces to get Giannis here. And then, you look at Giannis and Brunson, you're like, that's a probably going to be one of the best 1-2 combos in the whole NBA. But then at the same time, it's like, who are the Knicks going to be able to surround those two with, especially with them giving up so many of their like big pieces to even get Giannis here to begin with. So you have to weigh it. It's like, all right, are you content with the Knicks having a deep roster, 10, 11, 12 deep? The Knicks already have a good 1-2 punch with Cat and Brunson. Cat's no scrub. Cat's an all-star caliber player. And, you're surrounded with pieces like OG, which is like, he's like a top role player in the league, one of the top wings in the league, especially defensively. You got Mikal Bridges that can, a guy that can, for any night can drop 20 plus in a game unexpectedly, and they're surrounded by all these guys with talent. You got Clarkson coming off the bench, former sixth man of the year. You got Brogdon possibly coming off the bench, or another former sixth man of the year. And all these guys with so much talent. McBride, upcoming two-way player. Like, McBride looked like a beast so far in preseason. So it's like, you take all those things into context, and it's like the way the Knicks are built right now, I'm not making that trade. I'm like, I'm good with how the Knicks are built at this moment.
There's a lot of parallels with the Melo trade, because we were in the same situation with Melo. We had Amari, and everybody said, "Hey, next summer we get Melo next year." Like, why rush? And what changed is Melo said, "I want to go now," and that's what put the rush from next summer to right now. And then we have to really think if some of the things they were saying is, hey, he's starting to consider other teams. If Giannis said right now, does your opinion change? Is it Giannis now or Giannis never? Do you make different choices?
No way. I can't see Giannis leaving now. There's no teams. MVPs just don't leave in the middle of the season. I mean, it's very rare. It's very rare, and I think I definitely wouldn't do it in the middle of the season. It's just too much going on right now with learning a new system and getting acclimated with new teammates to pull that in the middle of the season. I feel like that's just the timing is bad. I mean, and you know what else? You know what else it is too? When we're talking about depth, the style of play, y'all. Because the style of play, we have this style of play where we're running. Like, this team is built to run. Giannis Antetokounmpo, by all means, would be perfect in the running system with Mike Brown. But I feel like when we ran into issues with Indiana last season is they had the depth to run, and we never had the depth to actually run with them. So I almost feel like we trade half of our team to get Giannis here. Our first unit will be fine. We'll have the depth to run with the first unit. And then when we get to the second unit, we're going to have to piece together some second rounders, some veterans who want to come here on the cheap. And then we might have an issue keeping up that pace at that high quality with other teams to win a championship. So I mean, to me, because it's funny, because usually my whole philosophy is 4 quarters. A dollar is worth more than 4 quarters. That's always been my philosophy when it comes to trading for MVPs. This might be the first time where I'm contemplating. I'm not sure if I would go with my same philosophy that I've been consistently going with for the last, I don't know how many years. I'm starting to waver on that.
Yeah. And one of my philosophies is you don't need a bunch of superstars, just a bunch of people that star in their role. Mm-hmm. I need the bodies. Because if like you mentioned, all the teams that's been successful, they've had multiple people. That's why Tom Thibodeau is not here, because he didn't play multiple people. He didn't switch it up. He didn't adjust. He didn't use his team to full maximum the way he could have. So I need the players, because Giannis is good, but when we don't have the depth to do the running, to be in shape, we see that they're in shape, and it's still at the end of the season. It was a struggle to the finish line type of vibes. So I need the people. You see OKC, super dope, deep team. They don't have, their team is a bunch of people that people say who. So you need that. People say who, as long as they star. We were talking about a group chat about a team that went to the finals off with a superstar and a bunch of people that starred in their roles. You need those bodies. You need the people that's gonna to fill in when your stars don't have it. Because if Giannis doesn't have it that one time or that night, then we have less people to help chip in.
I know Lee has a counterpoint because I know Lee. I'm before I get to Lee because I know he's thinking. All right. Before I get to Lee though, shout out to Super Chat. Shout out to Silk Sutton on YouTube, who says, thoughts: Giannis family moved back to Greece permanently, and Newark, New Jersey only airport with daily flights to Greece. He meant not daddy flights. I read that article too, so I know what you meant. Otherwise, I'd have been confused.
Yo.
Oh man.
But I mean, listen, that could be a huge reason why he wants to come to New York. Well, one, Ian Begley already said he wants to win the championship. Two, direct flights to your homeland whenever you want to is definitely a perk. And I'm gonna need the Nets fans to calm down because the Nets fans are out here. They're rejoicing that they have 5 first-round picks from Mikal Bridges, thinking they can get Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I'm here to tell you that's not happening. Because Giannis Antetokounmpo also wants to win. So you swap 5 first-round picks to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, and now it's Giannis and the Pips over there. He's in a worse situation than he was with the Bucks. So I mean, it's nice to dream, but yeah, that's not happening. I'm sorry, guys.
I think we've come to the place of divergence where I'm starting to disagree with some of the takes that are going on. Ebony and Ryan weren't here when we started, but I said I'm against a Giannis trade this season. If the Bucks are like, this is the only time we're ever going to trade Giannis to you, who cares? Let's win a chip with this group that we have right now. I think, and I hope, whether we win the chip or we don't win the chip, we trade for Giannis next summer. Because I think the stipulations or the perception that it's going to be Giannis and the Pips here in New York is incorrect because Jalen Brunson's not going anywhere. So Jalen Brunson and Giannis are going to attract even more free agents than what's already being attracted here with the Mathews and the Brogdons and the Shamets who want to ring chase. I think we're going to see even better guys on the free agent market, waiver wire, wherever it might be, take better minimums to come play. I also think that trading just Cat and a swap is not the only option we have. If that is an option, we wait till the summer, we have his 2 extra first that Fritz referenced, then we're still deep. We have the whole bench. Cat's the only one we get rid of. Maybe Diawara is including that. Pacome Dadiet, perhaps Hot Porty, but the rotation is still there. So really, you just need to go out and get another center, whether that's a Lynn's bum ass or somebody else. I'm sure we can find someone better. But there's another option too. I did the math. Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, and Dursan Yabusele, who's not on a minimum deal. He can be traded and aggregated part of that salary. Matt actually exceeds Giannis's deal. Now, if they want to include Kyle Kuzma, then maybe we really suffer and trade OG in that deal too. But I think OG is just as important to stay as almost as Brunson. I don't think OG is going anywhere. Bridges to me is a likely one that would be moved. And then in that situation, their starting 5 would be Brunson, Shamet, OG, Giannis, Cat. The bench should be Brogdon, Garrison Mathews, Jordan Clarkson, Mitchell Robinson. That 9-man rotation right there is dynamite. Absolutely can win a championship. There's no pips there. That's banging shooting, pause, awesome passing, and you have 3 superstars now and just shot on anybody. I don't know how you defend that. I'm sure Porter, whoever's left, can be that 0.5, 10th man, but there are multiple options for us to get him. I'm just highly against breaking up this core and forcing this trade on this roster when Mike Brown is starting to carve out a better identity and moving the game forward.
Okay, I do have a rebuttal for that. I just want to ask one question first before I actually rebut what Lee said. So, Fritz, I have a question. If there was to be a Giannis trade to the Knicks, who do you think more likely the Bucks would ask for in a trade?
I think OG, and I think OG would definitely be in the trade.
Yeah, so that's my rebuttal right there because I cannot see the Bucks being like, okay, we're gonna allow you to keep Brunson, we're gonna allow you to keep OG, and then we're just gonna, then we'll just take whatever else whoever else on the roster that you want to trade. Because I cannot see the Bucks being like, okay, let's trade Cat for Giannis straight up. Like, to me, that's not a fair trade, because Giannis is a former MVP, first team All NBA, perennial All-Star, defensive player. Like, Cat is a good player, but he is not the caliber of Giannis. So I can't see the Bucks being okay with the swap unless a bunch of picks come with that swap, and the Knicks don't even have a lot of first-round picks that they can play with like that. So it's like, I can't see the Bucks going for that. And I do think that if the Bucks really want to trade with the Knicks and really send Giannis, to New York, I think OG would be involved in that trade. And I do see OG as a key championship piece of the Knicks as well. So it's like, I think you're giving up your core a bit with OG and whoever else they're going to want to take from the Knicks to make that trade happen. And then, yeah, of course, Brunson, Giannis, you're going to have guys that's going to want to come to the Knicks. I understand that. You have two guys right there that are like superstar talent, and guys are going to want to play with that. But at the same time, it's like, I do think you're going to be giving up key championship pieces in a trade with Giannis. Like, I cannot see the Knicks getting around that. So it's like, I think it's kind of like you have to really pick your poison here. It's like, do you want a deep team with the guys that you have here already, that that these guys can star in their roles? You have two guys that can drop 30 plus any night. You have other guys that can drop 20 plus, on every other night, whatever the case may be, and go with those guys? Or do you want to roll the dice and be like, okay, let's trade away some of our core, get Giannis here, and then try to fill these roster spots with these veterans and see if we can try to make a go at it? So I get what Lee's trying to say. I just don't think it's realistic that the Knicks make this trade without at least a huge part of that core going to the Bucks.
I thought everything I said was at the huge core. I said Deuce, I said Bridges, I said Hart. To me, that's a huge part of a core that would be outgoing. And then if it's just Cat, I agree with you. That's not an even swap. That's why those 3 first-round picks, all 4 of our swaps, and the Wizards pick will be going out as well. I think that it's not a great package for Giannis, but it's a pretty good one at age 38, which he would be by next summer. He turns 31 this December. So at that point, again, I'm arguing for next summer because the Knicks would have the majority of the leverage. I only advocate for this trade when Leon has a leverage because Giannis has pushed his way out, and now no longer the Bucks hold the cards, the front office that is. Giannis holds a card, which by proxy, Leon Rhodes holds a card. So if that's the case, and we did take the terms, at least majority of them, I think we go all in on it.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I jump in real quick? Yeah, because I have some rebuttals too. But and what Lee just said was some of the things that I was thinking. I know I mentioned earlier about them playing games, and I kind of connected the games that they're playing. If you know that your star wants out, that there's a team that he's looking at. It's a team that has pieces that possibly can take him, that they look real intriguing. You will leak that information, because now if anybody wants Giannis or whatever the case may be, they might up the ante. They might try to put their hat in the ring, try to win them over. Who knows the case may be? Maybe give it a little picks. The picks, it's still going to be a winning team. You get what I mean? But they're going to up the ante because they don't want New York. They don't want Giannis in New York. That's a fact. Other teams wouldn't want them that pair up with Jalen Brunson and things of that nature. So I think that's part of the games they're playing. They don't want to lose Giannis for nothing. Like, get something. Now, if that's the case, some teams might just take a chance that they can win them over, right? Some teams might back off, and the Knicks at the point they might wait. Who knows? But I think that's just it. That might work in our favor if they are just trying to get something out of nothing, or it might not, because some other team might try to come in there with something else. And also, we have a lot of players. This team works in so many different ways because we can play in so many different ways with so many different players. Like, it doesn't always have to be the starting 5. And then we have players that might have impact on the game, big impact on the game, without having the ball. Like, they don't need the ball. Like, and that's multiple people, the OGs, the Deuce. That's a lot of people we have on this team don't need the ball to impact the game on both ends. So at any moment, yes, Giannis is a great player, but we have a makeup of a team that can give you overall his production in different ways. So it's harder to just game plan on Giannis and Brunson. You get what I mean? Like when it's Cat, Brunson, OG, Mikal, you got Deuce showing his growth. You get what I mean? Hard. We don't. He looked all right with the movement in the system, the new system, stuff like that. Like going all. I've prayed for a team like this to like just break it up because somebody finally decide they want to play after we built what we built. Now somebody finally say, hey, I want to come, which I said might happen. I said this would happen. I've been calling this for season. You get better. This is what happened. Team players come to you. I prayed for this team for a long time to be this type of team. So I'm not trying to be greedy. Right now, Cat, this is his first full season. Let's see what that looks like with a training camp, with everybody's in shape, with a better system. I think Giannis, I would have loved, like Ryan mentioned, if you'd have had a couple of months, this might have been a different story. But the makeup of this overall team right now, I need to see this. I need to see this get some camaraderie. I need to see it. Because I think we have enough. I think we can play any way you want. And it doesn't necessarily have to just be starting five. That's the beauty of it. How do you scout against that? How do you game plan against that? You can't. It's hard to double team Brunson and Cat right now. If you start trading pieces away, does that still ring true?
Yeah. Just to piggyback off what Ebony said, like right now, literally the Knicks have 5 or 6 guys that could drop 20 plus on any given night. I don't think you have that with you. I don't think you have that anymore once you trade Giannis and bring him to New York.
Agreed. I agree with that.
Oh, all fair points. Like, listen, if by some magic miracle the Bucks accept whatever Lee's trade proposal is and we have our depth, that's another story. That is another story. Can we get away with that? I'd be shocked.
I'd be very shocked. I think looking at what's going on with the cap, it'd be very hard to trade for Giannis. Even now, like the way we're up against the cap and we're trying to fit in Landry, Shamet. The way when you start trading 3 for 1, 2 for 1, it gets extreme. We're talking about not the Bucks and the Knicks doing a deal. We're talking like 5 teams. We're talking like a massive, like one of those league wide, like Houston did over the summer. We're talking like a massive deal. Like the Knicks like cap situation is so complicated. It would be very, very, very difficult to pull off.
What is the Bucks cap situation right now?
Well, they're in good. Once they took Lillard's contract and stretched it, they're in good situation. They just don't have a lot of picks, but like financially, they're good. Like they can even take extra money back.
Got you. So they could take extra money back, but considering the fact that they don't have any picks, like even if we do something where the money works, the fact that they're giving up their MVP and they don't have picks, they're going to want picks back, which means we're going to have to at least trade somebody else of value, even though they might not want them to get picks to put into the trade. And that's when the trade gets massive, and that's when you're like, okay, now we looking like Will Smith. when Will was in Fresh Prince and he walks in the room and it's empty and he's like, where his dad is at? That we wonder like where our players at. We don't got nobody left. Like it's gonna start looking kind of like that. So it's like that's really the big worry here. So it's like I don't know. It's rough. It's a rough outlook to get to.
I'll be the outlier and said I'd do it. And I'll look at it from a Cat's perspective. Our fear of the second, going beyond the second apron is that it'll be very hard to maneuver. If you don't like your team,
You're stuck.
it's a death sentence. But if you have 4 players on this roster who are like at elite level at something, and you love your team, I tell you the Knicks, runway could be like longer than we're talking about a couple of years.
So, like, okay, a couple of players on their roster. We would have Jalen Brunson. We would have OG Anunoby. I mean, no, we wouldn't. We have Jalen Brunson, and we would have Giannis Antetokounmpo. I feel like OG would be going, possibly Cal for picks if you want to flip that. Deuce would be. I feel like Deuce would have to be gone. I don't like it. We would be. It would be Brunson and young Giannis. And then who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows after that?
Yeah, when the timeline that they gave the Knicks were talking to Milwaukee was about the time when the Knicks were like going overseas and talking to players overseas. We're like, why are they talking to these people? And I think the Knicks knew that it was going to be very bare on that roster, that they needed to bring over some guys from overseas. They weren't even talking about hitting up free agency for minimums.
Because they wouldn't have the money for free agency. They would have to get somebody to play for $500K. Like they wouldn't have. I mean, listen, that draft program, those second round picks, Diarra, go ahead, Diarra, because you might be the only one left. you in the area gotta hold down the fort. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some Knicks fans might like that. They were like, Giannis, Diarra, let's go, Brunson. We finally got wings. I can see some fans might actually like that. So I might not want to laugh too much.
Yeah, they're not neither one of their natural abilities either. That's going to be interesting with Mo and Giannis. That's funny. But I just want to say real quick, because Wolverine, man, 1986 over here on YouTube. Don't know. I don't like Dirty Lollipop. That's what I call him. Like, I don't like him. I would never say put him in a Knick uniform. If somebody on the program said that, I will remember, because I dislike that man so much. That would definitely have been a debate.
When was that mentioned?
That was me. Like, they were talking about me.
Oh,
I remember that one.
They were talking about me.
Damn.
No, we were talking about like potential trades, like what would you do? And I had that weird Atlanta Jalen. Yeah.
Put the trade machine down, Fritz. Put the trade machine down.
Yeah.
God, nobody, not trade. No, hell no.
Oh man, that's blasphemous right there. The same dude.
God.
No, but like I just went. I had it. No, we were talking about coaches.
Okay.
Oh.
Remember that coaches situation we were talking about? Yeah.
Okay.
It was a hypothetical.
Peace Ways. Apologies for mispronouncing Giannis's name. I have a lot of speech impediment and dyslexic, so I tend to mispronounce, especially European names, constantly. Yes, you are correct. It is Giannis, not Giannis. Apologies.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of correcting to me, because
I apologize for my entire.
I'm gonna apologize right now for the whole season. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
I have screwed up the Roberts name so many times. I think it took me like plenty of time to like get close to it. I
don't know what OG stands for, because I can't pronounce it.
Original gangster. That's
exactly.
Actually, I think I did see what OG stands for, but it's a hard name to pronounce. So trust me, you would have trouble pronouncing OG's real name.
He's Nigerian, right? He's Nigerian.
Yeah, Nigerian. I think.
Yeah.
By the way, like English, like United Kingdom type vibes, right? That's where he grew up, I believe. Was it?
Yeah, Nigerian.
I believe so.
Yeah. His name is at least 27 syllables. Yeah, that's gonna be hard. All right, man. So it looks like we kind of split as far as we could be. We got 3 people saying keep the team together. We got Fritz and Lee saying go for it, trade for Giannis.
No. Next summer.
Next summer, not this summer. Yeah. Next
Certainly
summer.
not now.
The only way I'm
Yeah.
with that the next summer, even the next summer, is if because you probably have to get rid of Cat, right? So if Cat is just not working, even in this new system, the defense don't look good. It just not working. You get what I mean? Because now you have a whole full season under the belt, maybe. But other than that, no. I even that I would be like, let's get some camaraderie, probably, you know. But that's about. I guess that's about it.
Yeah, and I mentioned that before you got here. It's like if Cat's defense doesn't hold up, then that trade becomes even more appealing. But then you're still kind of looking at the same situation where like you're giving up a lot of most of the team for Giannis. So it's like you're almost kind of starting over essentially, even though you have two of these big offensive weapons, and you have a guy who's also defensively elite. I mean, maybe you can just do a bunch of 3-and-Ds for cheap, maybe, but like, how much money do you really have to do that after you make a move like that?
Yeah. I don't think Giannis will be here. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think Giannis is gonna be available next summer. I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying.
You think he'll be available next summer? You think he's gonna be traded in February?
I think he'll be traded between now and deadline. And one of the few things I will note, there's been a lot of weird going on, because you remember like some of the comments Giannis made recently, talking about, oh yeah, Milwaukee's gonna trade me. I guarantee it, they're gonna trade me. And he's like, yeah, they have to look out for themselves or whatever. It was weird. It was like unprompted type of answer. Also, when they approach Giannis, every team always said come back with a list of 5 teams, 3 teams, but there gotta be 3 teams. He came back with 1 team.
That's a clear sign. That's a clear sign it leaked from Giannis, because the Milwaukee Bucks, knowing that organization is going to leak that there was only 1 team. That's a Giannis move. So Giannis and leverage him to New York.
Oh, that's absolutely true. Absolutely.
Yeah, like nobody says 1 team. Like, you're just saying he just told to the world, like, I want to go here and that's it. Like, don't even bother. That lowers his their leverage.
Now Giannis is close with Dame. Guess who else requested 1 team? Dame.
Dame
guess where Dame didn't end up? So I know he's saying 1 team now. I guarantee you his agent's on the phone like, come on, Giannis, talk to the Rockets, man. Kevin Durant's a good guy, man. Like, I guarantee you those, man, Giannis, the Spurs. Like, I guarantee you his agent. Oh my God, Giannis and I just threw up in my mouth.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's not
Giannis
cool.
on the Spurs.
What the rest of that team look like?
Oh my God, Giannis on the Spurs is ridiculous. Okay, I didn't want to say that out loud.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Giannis and Wemby.
Yeah.
But you got to look at what Giannis said last year at the All-Star game when they were doing when they were talking about doing international versus USA players. He said, all European players should talk about legacy. He said, I want to see Jokic in LA.
Yep.
And he's like, I want to see whoever in New York. And he only mentions LA and New York. Like he's talking about, if you want to make a legacy, you need to make it at one of those 2 places. And then when he comes back with 1 team and he comes back with New York, and the Lakers got a lot of money next year, and he only puts New York on the list, that's interesting.
It is important when we're collating trades, trying to aggregate something that happened, to think about the real numbers behind the contracts the Knicks have. If you're trading Cat and OG at the same time for Giannis, that's $100 million right there. Giannis only made 54, 56. So you're under the new CBA. Milwaukee can only take back so much. Now you start having to talk about 3rd teams, and the reality of it being Cat plus OG lowers, because you just can't give up that much salary and not get equal share back. So I think it's more likely that it's some type of third team swap for a Bakel or an OG. We keep one of those wings to pair with Giannis. I think it's not as catastrophic as people who might lean more toward don't doing it want to perceive, and it's not as easy as people who are advocating for it as they see as well. It's kind of somewhere in the middle, but I'm glad if it does happen. We got Brock Howard, man, and Leon. Like, there's not too smart minds in the NBA to make a trade like this and allocate space to fill the roster in ways with the backdoor channels and the relationships they have.
Yeah,
very good point. Very, very good point.
Yeah, if I was Milwaukee, like I definitely wouldn't do it now. Like, I try to look at it from the Knicks perspective. I try to look at it from Milwaukee. At least wait till December. If you're going to take the Knicks, take Yabusele, take all the young rookies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's when you do it. Because Yabusele is someone they can, like, extend. They have money over the summer, and then they can flip. Yabusele is like, his value as is pretty low right now. But you know, if you just give him time, he could be close to 20 and 10, and then you flip it. So, like, I take Yabusele, I take OG, I take young kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks.
I just want to say, because kind of what Lee was saying about the team. Nick Nation 112 said I would want to break up the team because we have now, but hold on. Yeah, I don't know if you showed this. I should. He is better at center than Cat, and Mitch is better for it than OG, Cat, and Yabu. And I understand that. But in basketball, it is a team sport. There's no I in team. Like, so he can be better than all of those players individually. But as a team, all those players can give you much more. You get what I mean? Mitch can give you the rebounding. Cat can give you the scoring. Mitch can give you the rebounding and the defense at an elite level. Cat can give you the scoring. You get what I'm saying? OG, elite on the defensive end, and can give you the scoring. We saw him. Seen the jump looking real good right now. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Yabu, the same, can give you that. We seen him blocking shots. We see the energy, the effort. So it's multiple players, so you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So if Giannis and Brunson, they just got the best two defenders on them, and it's their day. The defenders get in their way, kind of vibes, you know, making it hard for our superstars. Then the rest, where's that come from? There's no Mitch. There's no OG. There's nobody to really do the dirty work. And if you do fill the team out, it's not going to be at that level.
If we do end up trading for Giannis and Cat are still together, I guess you got Giannis at the 5?
Yeah.
Giannis at the 5. Okay. I got nothing else to say, man. I'm for keeping this team together. If by any chance we still have a good amount of our team in depth, I would think about it differently. Because Fritz said something very important at the beginning of the program. The Knicks do gain, he said, 2 first-round picks next offseason, which could be important for trading him. Like, if it's something like one wing, because the thing that made me pissed about the Melo trade is like, all right, we got Wilson Chandler and we got Danilo Gallinari. We at least got to keep one of those. Both of those went in the trade. I got pissed off. You know what I'm saying? So immediately I'm like, we can't trade both OG and McCall. We have to keep a wing if that's something like that was to happen. But if we do like a wing and then like what's Brunson's boy's name again? If you do like a wing and Josh Hart, some picks and something else, then I might think about it. But in my mind, it's going to take a lot more than that, which is why I'm just like, I don't know about that. All right, yo. Speaking of trades, man. Speaking of trades, we've been talking about the hypothetical of moving Pacome Dadiet for a minute. Now the Knicks have already they signed Malcolm Brogdon, Landry Shamet, and Garrison Mathews to some training camp contracts. It's not guaranteed for them to be guaranteed a trade will have to happen where the Knicks have to get rid of some young pieces, whether it be Kolick, Deuce McBride, or Pacome Dadiet. News has come out recently that Deuce McBride will not be on the trading block. Fritz, all right.
We'll see. We'll
Oh,
see.
hell no.
Hey, them daps are only worth so much.
That's a bar.
Oh my God.
I hate the bar, but it's a bar.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Deuce ain't going nowhere. Anyway, at least not this season. Anyway, that to that. All right. Anyway, but it's been reported that if we do trade Pacome Dadiet, if Pacome Dadiet is included in a trade, the Knicks will be able to afford 2 veterans plus another veteran will be able to be added in February. If we trade Kolick, then we only have room for 2 veterans. Now, there's been rumors going around from Jake Fisher from the Stein that says the Knicks have been calling around, gauging the value of Pacome Dadiet, which suggests that he is the one to be on the move. The Knicks have until October 22nd to make a move. So it's looking extremely likely that Pacome Dadiet will be moved, or at least 2 of these veterans. Does that shock anybody? I'm gonna say I should have seen this coming when OG Anunoby had a mysterious hand injury the first preseason game and then was perfectly fine the next game, was shooting perfectly in rhythm, almost like he was practicing the whole time because he didn't have a hand injury. It was so obvious that I'm mad at myself for not even seeing this was a damn.
Yeah, I'm still not on the Pacome to let Landry live. That's not. I'm still not there.
You're not there.
I'm still not there.
You gotta get there. Okay.
And my hot take was, I really think consolidation is gonna happen, and I think if it came down to it and the Knicks had to make a choice, Landry doesn't make it.
I disagree with you. I'm not gonna hold you.
If it comes down, if it comes down to Kolick, yeah, I think Kolick could get cut. But it came down to Landry, to Pacome, and the only benefit is keeping Landry Shamet. I think Landry Shamet sits in Westchester for a little bit.
I think the Aurora is making the Knicks go, we don't really, we don't have to lean on Pacome. We have another prospect, another wing who can pass. He doesn't have the shooting touch off the rip that Pacome does, but he's shown that he can hit threes in games with pressure on him. So maybe he does have more touch than we think, and he can play defense. I think the rise of the Aurora, it makes it a lot easier for the Knicks to go around and make these type of calls.
Yeah. Also, when we got Pacome Dadiet, it wasn't to be ready. He was the youngest player in the NBA. Like, did he actually do anything wrong? Like, is he underperforming? I don't think he's underperforming.
Yes, definitely, he's underperforming.
Is he underperforming, Lee?
100%. It's time to get both Kolick and Pacome's bum asses off this bench so we can win this chip with some solid veterans, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of just waiting. There's no waiting to be had. What has Pacome showed us consistently in the G League, in Summer League, and in preseason? Right? Consistently, what has he shown us? The same way Grimes showed you POA defense and threes, same way Deuce showed you threes and ball hawking ability, the same way Hot Porty showed you rebounding, push shots, mid-range shots, same way Quickly showed you POA defense, corner threes, some on-ball middies. He hasn't shown us anything consistently at any level, no matter what kind of competition he's playing against. Kolick at least has shown you he can make the right read. Like, he's a high IQ reader in terms of the offense. He showed you that. He tees a cone on defense. he's not the strongest at getting his own shot or creating space, but at least he's shown you one really elite thing. To me, I haven't seen, and the panel, correct me, y'all watch a lot of the Knicks too. Have you seen anything consistently from Pacome at any level to warrant him over Shamet, who has shown you consistently things?
I haven't been really looking for anything that much, but he's shown the effort. He's shown the effort in the age like you can't put him, you can't expect the same thing out of him than like someone who was in the NCAA for 4 years.
I agree.
All right. Pacome, I think two things can be true at the same time. We have to remember that Pacome Dadiet is 20 years old. 20 years old. Deuce McBride, when he first got to this league, what was he, like 22?
Yeah.
Deuce was like 22, and Deuce was a sniper in summer league, in G League, got to the games, wet the bed.
Yeah.
Next year came, wet the bed. Then got his confidence under him, got his legs under him, then started hitting the shots. So I think when you're looking at Pacome Dadiet, who's 20, is he NBA ready? No. Is he behind schedule? No, he's not behind schedule because he's 20. Now, if he was 24, 23, then that's a different conversation. If he was in college, had another college program with the Kentucky, then this is another conversation. But he is 20, so it's not, to me, it's not a conversation about is he ready. It's not a conversation about whether he'll be an NBA player or not. The conversation is more about timeline. That's the real conversation.
That's why I said we don't have a time.
Right.
But that's the thing with Pacome. That's why I agree with Fritz, and one of the ones that wanted to keep him because he's not ready. He has time too, and you can keep him at the back end of your bench while you're dealing with your deep squad for him to have next, or possibility for you to move him for somebody else to help you have next. You get what I agree definitely with Felicia Lee. It's kind of what I would wanted to talk about. But she said that they might move him for Mo and Kevin, and I agree. I like Kevin McCullough. I like what he's shown. I agree also with Fritz and Jay about Pacome being young. He's young. He's going to take time. The game still has to slow, and he has to get more strength. And I've seen that happen. The first game, he was better than the second game. Defensively, I was impressed. He was walling up. He wasn't letting people create separation with their shoulders. He was pretty decent on the rotation. Second game was a little bit more choppy. Maybe it's because he couldn't, less minutes. He didn't start that second game either, so it was a little different. Again, learning how to find your ways. He took the shot. He wasn't scared. They just didn't go in. He took good shots. He was open. Took them, didn't go in. That could be from nerves. That could be rushing. That could be a whole lot of things. But again, I like what Kevin McCullough was showing. I do. And he is older. He's an older player, right? I believe he's old, like 23, 20, around that. So he had a little bit more experience, I guess, and a little bit more strength, the grown man strength. But I like his effort. So if I understand if that's their route, because I do like Mo a lot and I do like McCullough. I like Pacome still. I just think he has the tools. He's young. But if they see something in Mo and McCullough that they think they can use at a quicker time than what they see in Pacome, I'm cool with that too. I'm not cool with us emptying the youth basket, period. And then, because then if things don't go the way you plan, you got no next. Again, I always put the Golden State Warriors as a prime example.
Now that I'm against that, that's what I'm with Lee. I'm like, listen, it's the time is now. The time is now. We don't have that many years. Not gonna have that many years of the same team, I don't think. The Indiana Pacers are down. The Celtics are down. We have to strike when the iron's hot. It's very hard. It is extremely hard to win an NBA championship as an NBA team. You don't even really see three-peats anymore. That three-peat stuff is dead. And the way the apron is and the cap is, it's going to make it even harder for teams to 2, 3-peat and 4-peat and stuff like that. So, like, for me, we have a clear runway to the finals. Once you get to the finals, anything can happen. I think we have to move. I think we have to move while we have this window. So I'm for moving Dadiet because we have we do have Diawara in the wings who can still step in and is a little bit more further ahead than he is as far as running out his game. Also, it's going to be very hard to re-sign Deuce, re-sign Mitch, get Yabusele back, get all these second ancillary players back next season with the cap situation being the way it is. So it's like the way this team is, this construction and the depth that we have right now, this might be the deepest team we have in the next few years. And because it might be the deepest team we have in the next few years, I think we need to go for it now. And the thing too, Dade is young. He can turn out to be a good player, but he also could turn out to be a basic player. You don't know. We don't know what we have. Not to say he's going to be bad for the rest of his life. Not to say, but you don't know if he's going to be Steph Curry. It could be anything. So it's like we have a guy in Shamet who can hit threes and has played in big games. We have a guy in Brogdon who's former sixth man of the year. And then it's like and Brogdon is a guy who can take the pressure off of Brunson when the games are on the line. You know, we can have another ball handler in Brogdon who can hit shots and play make and be a steady hand. So I feel like having those guys who are veterans in championship type of atmosphere, when the game is tight, I think it's going to be valuable for us, and they can possibly put us over the line to win a championship this season.
The way I think about it went. So I'll be very quick, Ryan, and then you can hold the floor. Apologies. Just to respond to Fritz and Ebony, who made some very good points. And Jay as well. It's all about who's ready now. If we're in Game 7, Mikal Bridges fouls out in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes remaining, who on that bench can come in and play minutes? Mathews? Yes. Shamet? Yes. Dadiet? Hell no. So with that being my the lens I look through, you have to move off them. Next year, I think Diawara and McCullough can, because they're either on track or ahead of schedule to contribute now. Pacome seems very, very, very far away. To counter Ebony, those first 4 or 5 possessions, they ran 2 pin downs for him, and he's with the starters getting crisp passes, and he bricked both of them. So to me, that was an opportunity in preseason to show I can hit this out the gate to gain rhythm and help my team, and he couldn't. So
yeah, I get it, but I get it. As I said, he took good shots. He took them. There was no hesitation. He just didn't make them. You get what I mean? He's 20. He's young. So a preseason game, when you as a shooter, because I was one, sometimes you have bad outings, and if it's one game and that's all you have to show. You get what I mean? You get limited opportunities. It happens. That happens. But is that going to be his career? I don't think so. We thought about people used to say all the time about Grimes. He's not hitting shot. He's not hitting shot. His shot is pretty though. He has the tools. He's hitting that shot now. You get what I'm saying? And East Blue Drew came up with a perfect. He said Deuce took time. He didn't come in this league as a sharpshooter. He was a mid-range. Remember, it took a minute. We would see it in the G League and like, why can't he hit the shot in here? It takes a minute. It takes a minute. You got to get accustomed. He's 20 years old. He has no college experience. Granted, he played overseas. They play a different style of ball. And
we were rebuilding then. We're not rebuilding now. So the timeline is more condensed. It's crunched. We don't have that luxury anymore. I
get it, but my thing is we don't need much right now. We can let that man rap. We don't need, like, I feel like we're overthinking. We don't need very much right now. We just needed a better coach. That was the recipe. A better coach and filling some spots in the bench. And I think we did that. We just gotta let the cars, like chemistry now. We just have to make it muscle memory so it looks a different way.
How am I gonna hold you up?
I don't think we have this conversation. I swear. Why? I don't think this conversation with Giannis after this season is really going to be a topic.
No. All right. I'll say this. The way I view it is like this. Like, understand when the Knicks drafted Dadiet, the expectation was, this player had a lot of tools that will help him grow into a very solid NBA player. Maybe even all-star player, depending on how he develops over the years. The question now is, okay, Dadiet is 20. He's still developing. Can he play in the NBA right now? Not really. You look at the Knicks roster. It's like, okay, the Knicks roster is like like we say, 10, 11, 12 deep, right? So it's like over the years, who is he really replacing within the 10, 11 guys the Knicks have going forward, who's going to be competing for a championship and things of that nature? Like, I think for Dadiet to even break the Knicks rotation, there has to be major growth from where he is right now to even get to that point. So it's like to me, it's like if you know that you can trade this young player, which you're not really clear on his development schedule as of yet, for a couple guys that for a fact that on the championship run the Knicks are going on at the moment, like these guys can just come in, give you a solid 10 minutes or whatever the case may be if the Knicks need it. I think you have to kind of like weigh your options and be like, okay, if we can bring in a couple guys that can help us now, and we have to trade away a player that we don't even know if he's going to be ready in the next 2-3 years, like we don't know his timeline at the moment. I think that makes it easier to be like, okay, you know what? Although this young player has a lot of potential, let's trade him away so we can open up space to bring in a couple guys that can help us on this championship run. And like Jay said, I think with guys like Diawara, that the Knicks draft, I think somebody that I think, if he develops right, that's a player that you could just plug in. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a player that you have to like create space for on the roster or anything like that. Like, that player is just a guy that you plug in, 3-and-D guy. He can, and then he has good passing ability when he dribbles to the basket and things of that nature. So, I mean, I think when you factor in all those things, I think it makes it easier for Knicks to be like, you know what? Yeah, we're okay with trading Dadiet to bring in a couple vets that we know for a fact can help us on this championship run.
Silk Sutton sends a $4.99 super chat. Shout out to you. Says Dadiet giving me Cam Reddish vibes. Sweet looking jumper that never goes in. Damn.
What is my guy trying to say? He's trying to say that Daddy is going to Lithuania? What's going on? God damn.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm not going to call him Cam Reddish. Yeah, he's 20. He's 20, man. He still could be here. All right, he could still be here and be something, man.
He'll be a good player.
Also, if the Knicks got rid of Kolek instead, they can still pick up Kolek. They could still pick up Landry Shamet, but it'd be right before the playoffs. It wouldn't be Landry. Landry would be in Westchester. Like if you doubled your chances in Westchester and kept Mathews and Landry, I don't know. I really wouldn't expect both of them to be picked up by an NBA team for the rest of the season.
What? Shamet had suitors before he got to the Knicks. Shannon is not going to be waiting around.
Mathews too.
So I really, man, I'd rather give up Kolek and try to pick up somebody right before the playoffs instead. I just couldn't.
But from my understanding, even if you do give up Kolek, because I'd rather give up Kolek too. To just be clear, I said that a million times. I'd rather give up Kolek. If you do give up Kolek, can't we still bring back two people? That's what I've been reading from
yeah, we still can. You can't have that. You just can't sign that 15th person early.
You have to wait until when? February?
You have to wait till you have enough money to pay their salary for the rest of the year.
Interesting. Well, what do you guys think of the news that Garrison Mathews has a legit shot at making the roster spot? I'm guessing if Garrison is here, the way they're speaking, it would be Shamet is gone. Right? Do you guys want Garrison over Shamet?
Ooh,
nope.
I don't.
Mathews is a better shooter.
Yeah,
but Shamet is a better everything else.
Yeah,
agreed. Especially defender, especially defense.
If you talk about mid-range, we talking about off the dribble, we talking about possibility. Sometimes push come to shove, he can run the team a little bit. We saw that too. So again, I like my players to be able to play multiple ways and do multiple things and not be cornered. I know you need specialists, but not be cornered into that. Because again, Shamet shown he can hit the off the curl kind of play too. He can hit those shots. So I like my players to be able to do multiple things. And you know, also because if you on a court and you can't hit your shot, what is his worth?
He plays decent defense. Mathews. I was impressed. I thought he stunt and recovered well.
Yeah. But would you put him up there for that?
No, but if his shot's not falling, it doesn't become a net negative because he is playing good team defense. I would say.
Yeah, I get it. But like you're not putting out Mathews to be a good team defense. You know, if his shot is not going, he's probably having a seat.
No, he's not Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan is who that Lee would call a bum.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not talking about Matt Ryan, but Garrison Mathews, I'll say this. The way that dude's been shooting the ball in preseason, like, although Shamet is a better two-way player, Shamet's a better defender, the way he shoot that rock, though, you're like, if we could have both of them, bring both of them.
Both of them.
Which pie you want? I want both, coach. I want
both. Mike Brown said they haven't implemented any plays. So basically, he said everything's read react right now. So it may come down to who could run better plays, and I don't know between the two who could run better plays, but it may not be just who's the better shooter.
Yeah, and that's when Shamet has a little bit of edge.
I agree.
So I mean, this thing about Kolick, I guess technically, if we do trade Dadiet, we can sign Brogdon and Shamet at the beginning of the season, and then trade and then get Mathews like in the middle of the season. Technically, I would think, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, that 15th spot, are you cycling in and out two ways? So, you know, you have to think about that. If you lock in your 15th guy, those two ways aren't going anywhere unless somebody gets hurt.
I don't think they locking in that 15th guy. I feel like that the Knicks haven't done that. I feel like the Knicks have been cycling in two ways from what I've seen. But if we try to get all three, I feel like that might be the way to do it. But like we said at the beginning of the program, those guys have other suitors. So I don't expect Shamet or Garrison to just wait around if they don't get picked up by the team.
Yeah.
So Knicks might just sign them just to keep them away from somebody. I don't know. that could be a move.
It strengthens the argument to dump Kolick and Pacome so that we can get Brogdon, Shamet, and Mathews. Again, Ebony walked away, but I made the analogy: if Bridges fouls out in the fourth quarter of Game 7, you want the guys who can come off the bench and naturally play. I think Mathews and Shamet can. I don't think Pacome or Kolick can. So that's why I lean toward having the veterans and overthinking it and overcompensating by having more veterans who can contribute now than less.
Interesting. Nobody offered Shamet a guaranteed contract, but we can't win without him. We can't win without him.
That's too far.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
We can win without him.
We could win without him. It would make things easier if he was here. Because we still don't have. I mean, McCall is a movement shooter for sure. But I feel like Shamet's movement has a lot more force than McCall's when he's shooting, and a lot more accuracy in different places. So it would be nice to have another movement shooter here who can play defense in spots, in Shamet or Garrison Mathews. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I mean, I know Mike Brown had a little press conference today and talked about how Cat and Yabusele have the hardest jobs on the Knicks as far as learning different positions. That was an interesting conversation. He talked about how Cat has to learn all 5 positions offensively because he likes to move more all around the court. He said when you're the 4, you have to learn how to be with the 4, 3, 2, and 1 spot, and then when you play in the 5, you play in a whole other role. So those guys are gonna have a lot to learn. I thought that was interesting. So offensively, those guys might look the most lost for the longest amount of time. So keep that in mind when you're watching these games moving forward. All right.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to add to that. I forgot what we was talking about before. I had something, but that then went by. But since you just said about the read and react, yeah, I like that because you can learn the next person what spots they like, what reads they like to make, read and react. You know, basically playing on the flow with each other, just trying to find the gaps and spaces in the offense. That's dope. And then once you get that, because a lot of his plays, even though they're still plays, there's a lot of read and react still within that. Because if a op team again, they can find out what they're running and adjust to that. He has a lot of counters to that, so that's dope. I like that he hasn't yet implemented the plays and just getting a feel for the players and their knowledge.
Absolutely.
I forgot what we was talking about before, but I forgot.
That's fine. We talked about it enough. We've been on this program for an hour and 25 minutes. We can wrap it up. That's fine. Okay. I hope you guys have enjoyed our discussion. For the many people on Twitter, because there is 187 people in here between Twitter and YouTube. For you people on Twitter, if you enjoy the program, please head over to YouTube. If you want to support us, hit that like button. Boom, it's going to help the video be seen. And then hit that subscribe button so you can get notified whenever we're about to go live. And it also just personally helps us grow as a channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. For my YouTube squad, shout out to Nick Yak, shout out to Ricardo Gamer Channel, Lloyd and the Grill, Ricardo, Nostalgia, Nick, Felicia, always Silk Sutton, the people who's giving us super chats. Everybody rocking with the KOT show. Christopher Thompson, I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome. Wolverine, I appreciate all the support you've given us thus far, and keep supporting us throughout the year. Hopefully we have pretty more good content that you guys enjoy. All right. And we should be putting out a lot more content this year than previous years. So hopefully you guys enjoy the content that's coming out. All right.
I remember what I was going to say now, Jay, real quick before we wrap it up. With Shamet, I thought he was one of the ones that looked really good in the system also. Like it was his play, it was tailor-made for it. Moving on both ends, team defense was on point. Look like this is what he's been missing. Like if you keep it on his team, he definitely will be able to produce. So yeah, I like the way he looked so far, just in the read and react. Since there's no plays being run, just read and react. I like that. I like the way he looked on both ends, actually.
Agreed. Yeah, I think the same argument for Deuce. If the system really has been read and react and more intuitive, Deuce has looked excellent in that case, knowing when to attack or close out and when to try to find the open shot.
Right. I think all of our guys are going to benefit from this. It's funny because Tibbs has a read and react offense as well, but this one seems a little bit more deliberate. Maybe it's the practices. It seems like our guys are enjoying this version of read and react a little bit more, and hopefully we grow into that even more as time goes on. Like I said before, like the transition has been really good. The half court offense to me still needs a lot of work, but it's going to take some time. And the more we start to run it, the more we get familiar with the system, the better we'll be. So I'm looking forward to a successful Knicks season on the offensive side of the ball and defensive as well. I hope. All right. Cool. Yo, that's the show. Thank you guys for watching, man. Lee, let them know they can find you, sir.
Just dropped a new article for Bleacher Report. I ranked all of LeBron James's most cringiest moments of his career. Shout out for International Women's Day and the Malcolm X Book Club and a few others. So that I'll drop a link in the chat for y'all to enjoy something before bed. You can laugh your ass off. They definitely let me be very sarcastic in this piece, which was fun. But you find me on Twitter, argue me, debate me @ _LEEESCOBDO.
All right. Salute to you, Leash. All right, Ebony, let them know they can find you, Ebony.
On mute.
Lose to the mute button, Ebony. Don't lose to the mute button.
All the time. You can find me here after every Knick game. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok at Mad Knick Fan. For every Knick game, you can find me on Twitter at the pregame space called Your Take Knicks. And you know about the WNBA space, Balling with the Queens. I can't have the shirt on. Balling with the Queens. Yeah, that's it. That's my handles.
All right, Fritz, let them know.
Hey, NBA Economy Show. Did a little thing on Giannis today. A little bit more detailed, more calculator for yeah. Get used to the Giannis talk. I don't think it's going away.
All right. Everybody head on to the Calculators and Pitchfork Show, aka NBA Economy. All right.
I was tapped in. Good show, Fritz.
All right. Shout out to my guy Ryan G, my number one OG on the team. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir. You can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. You could also find me on Instagram at Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. And before we go, I got a couple of broad picks.
Oh, let's go. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Is a clip loaded?
Okay.
Semi-loaded.
Okay, go.
My first broad pick goes to, and it kind of pains me to say this, LeBron James.
Bruh.
Because my guy came out with another decision, and everybody was like, is he going to retire? Is this his last season in the NBA? Like, what is he going to announce? Just for it to be about his partnership with Hennessy. Stop it with the decisions, my guy. What's going on? Stop with the decisions.
Hennessy of all places.
Is J.R. Smith with him? Never mind.
My man had people buying tickets for thousands of dollars.
Oh man, anything is possible. Never mind. All right.
Yeah, I'm over him. That's why he ain't retiring no time soon.
Nah.
The attention, he needs it.
Yeah, seems that way.
And my second broad pick goes to New York football, the New York Giants, and the New York Jets. Both of y'all are basura. When are y'all going to have a decent football team to represent New York City? What is going on?
Bruh.
How the Yankees doing?
Well, the Yankees are fighting. The Yankees are fighting back though. They're winning right now. So
Okay,
hopefully they hold on to win. Hopefully.
Okay, all right. Just a second. All right. Oh man. All right, cool. Yo, shout out to Ryan G with the rough picks. All right. Thank you, sir. All right, yo. You can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick Time Show on Instagram, and Knick Time Show on Facebook as well. The Knicks. Wait, we play Thursday, right? Next preseason game is Thursday?
I believe so, yeah.
Yes.
And that's
Minnesota.
actual regular time, right? Like,
Yep.
not in 11 a.m. Okay. So we will be here. We will be here after the game talking Knicks basketball, reviewing the preseason game. So be here or be square. Hit that like and subscribe on YouTube if you want to be notified when that thing happens. Hit that notification bell, please. Okay. Thank you, guys. That is our show. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks streets. That is the show. We out this mug.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.